Behind the Red Line, Episode 20, The South Florida Strangler, the Star Stowe Case, and Broward County Murders. Florida has always loved its stars. Models, dancers, celebrities, the glamorous, the wild, the unforgettable. And in the late 70s, Star Stowe was one of them. A Playboy centerfold with bright eyes, electric beauty, and a name that seemed destined for fame. But by the 1990s, that star had fallen into addiction, fallen into survival sex work, fallen into the same vulnerable streets where hundreds of women tried to survive the night. And someone was watching them, someone who moved through Broward County like a shadow, someone who strangled them quietly, swiftly, deliberately, someone who dumped their bodies behind shopping plazas, motels, warehouses, dumpsters, as if they were trash. Between 1991 and 1998, at least 12 women, many of them sex workers, were found murdered in the same eerie, precise way. One of them was the fallen icon, Star Stowe. But the others, daughters, mothers, sisters, women who battled addiction, homelessness, trauma, women who were out there because they had nowhere safer to go. A serial killer was hunting them, and Florida never caught him. This is Behind the Red Line, Episode 20, The South Florida Strangler. Broward County, in the 1990s, was a place split in half. On the coastal side, sunshine, yachts, beach bars, tourists with daiquiris, condos overlooking the water, neon nightlife. On the inland side, poverty motels rented week to week, open-air drug markets, sex work strolls, industrial strips, dark alleyways behind laundromats and pawn shops. This second world didn't appear in brochures. Women worked these streets because addiction kept them trapped, abusive partners controlled them, homelessness left them vulnerable, jobs turned them away, trauma followed them everywhere. Survival meant taking risks. They walked into cars for $20, $40, $60, just enough to eat, to sleep somewhere indoors, to stay alive another day. They knew the dangers, but danger doesn't pay for a motel room. Danger doesn't buy diapers or dinner. And the man hunting them, he knew this too. The murders began quietly. A woman was found behind a convenience store, strangled, left partially unclothed. No ID, no witnesses. Police noted the case, filed it, moved on. Then another woman, then another, then another. Different dump sites. Same signature, strangled. Left in public, but low traffic areas. Clothing disturbed. No robbery. no defensive wounds. These were controlled killings, fast, efficient, and done by someone who knew exactly how to take a life with their hands. The killer chose locations at night where no one looked twice at a car pulling behind a building. Investigators began murmuring, "This looks like one offender. The same hands did this. This is a pattern." But the pattern wouldn't be formally acknowledged for years, because these women weren't treated as a priority. Star Stowe wasn't like the other victims, at least not in the public eye. In February 1977, she had been on the cover of Playboy. She was the Playmate of the Month. She toured with the band KISS. She dated rock stars. Her life glowed with fame, lights, money, and parties. But fame is not protection. Beauty doesn't shield you from addiction, and the party always ends. By the early 90s, Star's life had collapsed. She struggled with drug dependency, lost custody of her child, lost her home, lost her income, found herself working the same dangerous strips as the other women. She became, in the system's eyes, just another prostitute. But she wasn't. She was a human being fighting demons alone. And someone took advantage of that. On a quiet Sunday morning, workers behind a Plantation, Florida shopping plaza found a body near a dumpster. A woman, half-dressed, bruised around the neck, strangled, left in a position that felt staged, almost peaceful, like someone wanted her found quickly. Police identified her Star Stowe, age 40. The fame that had once defined her made the news for a moment. Playboy model found dead behind shopping center. But the media moved on. Just a headline. Inside police files, detectives whispered, "This matches the other cases." But linking cases involving sex workers was politically unpopular. Funding was scarce, attention was low, and the killings kept going. Star Stowe was the most famous victim, but the other women mattered just as much. Their names include Rhonda Dunn, 1995, Kelly Donovan, 1991, Tammy Singleton, 1992, Andrea Kimball, 1992. Tracy Maylee survived an attack, and several Jane Does, still unidentified. Different ages, different backgrounds, all struggling, all vulnerable, all found strangled. This wasn't random. This was a serial predator working Broward County with precision. He knew which women wouldn't be reported missing quickly, which locations had no cameras, which hours were safest to abduct. where to leave bodies that wouldn't attract immediate attention. This was methodical, intentional, repetitive. He didn't stop because of guilt. He stopped because he got too close to being caught, or because he moved, or because he died. In the 1990s, Broward had several known strolls, areas where women worked. Sunrise Boulevard, Broward Boulevard, Andrews Avenue, Davie Road, Federal Highway, Oakland Park, 441/State, Road 7. These areas were dark, unpoliced, dangerous. Women would get into cars because they needed money immediately. They trusted repeat customers. Police harassed them if they stayed in one place. Addiction made every hour feel urgent. Bad weather or hunger pushed them to take risks. Customers came and went, but one man wasn't a customer. He was a predator. Women reported seeing a tall man, middle-aged, strong hands, driving different vehicles, cruising slowly, staring too long, circling back again and again. No one knew his name. No one got a clear enough look. Many were too afraid to speak. He blended in, because predators always do. The killer had a unique pattern. He didn't stab. He didn't shoot. He didn't rob. He didn't sexually mutilate. He strangled. Quickly, cleanly, confidently. Forensic specialists noted the killer used a level of strength and control indicating experience. This wasn't clumsy. This wasn't impulsive. Strangulation requires proximity, dominance, time, calmness under pressure. Most killers panic. Most lose control. Most leave marks. This man did not. He was comfortable killing with his hands. He had done this before, and he likely did it again. One woman, Tracy Maylee, survived an attack by a man who matched the strangler's profile. She reported he tried to strangle her. He dragged her into a secluded area. He spoke calmly the entire time. His strength was terrifying. He seemed emotionless. She escaped because a passerby unknowingly scared him off. Her story matched the murders perfectly. Tracy believed she survived the serial killer. Many investigators agree. The Broward County strangler remains unidentified because many cases weren't investigated thoroughly. Sex workers weren't taken seriously. Resources were limited. DNA technology was early stage. The bodies were exposed to weather. Evidence degraded quickly. Victims moved often. Names changed. Aliases confused records. AND. The killer was smart. He used locations without cameras, quick attacks, minimal weapon involvement, cars he swapped often, victims with small social networks, dump sites near dumpsters or fields. The silence of the 1990s sex work community. He was not a beginner. He was practiced. Some investigators believe he was a former law enforcement officer, a security guard, a long-haul truck driver, military trained, someone with physical strength and emotional detachment. Others believe he may have died, or moved, or changed victims, or changed states. But Broward County never forgot. Star's death haunts this case because she was known, she was beautiful, she was famous, she was loved, she desperately needed help, and she still died alone behind a shopping plaza. The world loves glamour, but it often abandons women once the glow fades. Star wasn't killed because she was famous. She was killed because she was vulnerable, because she was alone, because she was working the streets like so many others, trying to survive. Her story is not the story of a Playboy model. It's the story of a woman the world stopped listening to. These women were not trash, not throwaways, not prostitutes, not junkies. They were daughters, mothers, friends, humans, fighters, survivors, women whose lives were hard, not worthless, women who deserved protection, not judgment, women who should have been found before their bodies were. Their deaths should not be forgotten, and their killer should not remain a ghost. South Florida has changed since the 90s. Cameras now watch every corner. Highways are brighter. The nightlife is different. But the places where these women were found, they still exist. The dumpsters, the fields, the industrial lots, the dark corners of Broward County. The night remembers them. Their stories echo through time, and the man who took their lives walks in shadows we may never see. But tonight, on this channel dash dash, they are known, they are honored, they are spoken for. This is Behind the Red Line. Episode 20. The South Florida Strangler, Star Stowe, and the Broward County Murders.